It's another week. Donovan Sadiq, D Culture is in the house. We've got a lot to talk about. I mean, we like to joke and have a good time on the show, and a very serious issue once again has taken place in the city of Chicago. Mm-hmm. And it has to do with Kanika Jenkins.
Kanika Jenkins.
This is a girl that was found in a freezer of a major hotel, the Crown Royal Hotel in Chicago. And she was found in a freezer dead after attending a party with some so-called, quote, friends. Before we get into that, though, Dee, how was your trip to Houston?
It was very nice, refreshing. I don't get away a lot, so
yes, true.
It was it's cool.
Yeah, you came back singing I Shot the Sheriff. Yes. You were relaxed. Everything was good. Did you ever catch up on that floozy who was at the Texan game with Al?
First of all...
Or was that floozy you?
No.
Because it's kind of hard to tell from TV.
I'm boycotting, so I wasn't at the game.
Okay. You weren't at the game? Oh, no. Okay, well, I'm telling you. Look at the tape.
No.
Look at the tape. He was up there with his beard.
And he wasn't at the game either.
Oh, he missed the game?
He sold his tickets.
Oh, my God. I know he's mad at you for that. I
told him he could go, and he said no, he wasn't going. So
see the sacrifices us men make. When you got a good man, and I'm giving him his props because I wouldn't have done that for you. I would have gone.
Yeah, I know most men would have been like, "Deuces, baby, I'm out."
Exactly, you're done. So I'm glad you're back. Everything was good. In regards to Houston, what did you see? What did you find there? As in, people are recovering.
People are recovering. I didn't see I saw some puddles, but obviously not like we've seen in the news. Mm-hmm. But just in a lot of the neighborhoods, you do see where people have had to gut their homes. With the furniture and just the walls, the drywall and everything from their houses flooding. It's just,
right.
The mold and rot. So, yeah.
There's a lot of humidity down there. Did you smell the humidity?
Actually, I'm surprised it wasn't humid. Okay. It was nice weather, about like what it is right now.
Okay, cool. Well, that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Well, let's get back to the topic at hand. Glad to have you back. Our numbers have been skyrocketing as you continue to bring controversy to the show.
Oh, me?
and do your thing. But Kanika Jenkins, this is a young 19-year-old girl who attended a party and for her best friend that they grew up since. The story is the best friend grew up together since third grade.
That's what I understand.
And they were supposed to be best buddies. Blah blah. Very cute girl. Believe it or not, Sotomayor reported this. And didn't do anything derogatory with it. He reported it once again saying, hey, this is, what is this girl doing in a hotel? Same questions I would ask as a parent or like that. What is a 19-year-old girl doing in a hotel with grown-ass thug men? You're underage, you're drinking, you're getting high. Mm-hmm. What do you...
Well, I just... to your earlier point, a lot of times we are joking, and we'll get into probably the second, segment.
Sure.
Because this is very serious. Unfortunately, like I said, a young girl has lost her life. Now, I'd also just like to make the point that we were all young once.
Absolutely.
And we did things that we weren't supposed to be doing.
You jumped over a few fences in your time, going to another school, getting your education.
Right. So we've all done some things that, our elders would have frowned upon, and and so on and so forth. So, but at the end of the day, we did things, and I can't recall any of my friends ending up dead, or even really harmed in a really serious way. So, I just think it's an unfortunate set of events, and to be honest, nobody really knows just yet what happened. Of course, there's been a lot of speculation as to what's going on with her. Was she raped, drugged, drunk? Was she set up? Was she sold for $200 to these guys? So all these, and the one thing my daughter made this point about Facebook is a lot of people who become detectives because stupidly, and maybe not so stupidly at this point, they went on live.
Yes, they did. And I think from what I understand, they were trying to set up a false narrative. They supposedly. A fake page was made where the killer was on the page and he's admitting to doing something. I don't mean to laugh, but
I get
it's so ludicrous at what they're doing.
Well, you got to remember too, They're 19-ish, give or take, probably the average age in the room. And so we have this insatiable need now, especially with Facebook Live and just the inception of social media. There's this insatiable need for this fame. If I can't get the fame, I'll create the fame. And so I think what these young people fail to realize is while you're on Facebook Live, you are there's so much evidence and clues as to what's going on that debunks all the stories that's come out.
Right.
So, I mean, and if you listen closely, it is alleged. Now, we don't know for sure, but you can hear the girl saying, help me.
Help me. I'm not drunk.
Right. And as the girl is saying that, the girl who's doing the Facebook Live.
The man?
Well, not the man.
Well, the girl that looked like a man.
Okay. She's turning up the music as the girl is asking for help.
The girl with the brown hair.
Yeah, she keeps turning up the music when they hear the girl in the background. So it's like, well, and then another clue is that she's wearing the sunglasses that has the mirrors on it. So
and you can see a guy right in front of her.
Who happens to be wearing the same thing that the alleged guy is. So it's just it's a Facebook Live is cool, but if you're committing a crime, it's maybe not cool. It's not cool.
See, and that's another thing about these tattoos too. If you're going to be out there committing crimes, this is a lot of how they identify certain suspects of the tattoos you wear.
That's why you get them all on your back.
Yes, and you hide them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You get them where they can't be seen suspiciously. But I know we're laughing about it, but it's a very serious issue, and I was really disturbed by it because
you were. We actually talked about it, and you were very disturbed.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we had talked about when I was in the military, this girl went to a hotel party and she didn't know who her baby was.
Right.
And I was like, for me,
she didn't know who the baby daddy was.
The baby daddy was, because remember that I was like, that's weird because you're at a party with people you really don't know.
Right.
And you're just letting them fuck.
And that's one thing. I mean, I'm not saying I've been drunk like twice in my life.
Sure.
Okay. And I'm 46, so that goes to show you that I really
46?
I don't.
I thought you told me you're 36.
Oh, I mean, dang it! I'm incriminating myself on this live thing.
Right. No, you're just trying to make yourself look good. Go ahead.
So, and again, this is not an indictment on the child that lost her life or anybody, But when I was coming up, for that reason, I didn't get drunk. Along with a lot of them, I didn't get drunk because I didn't know everybody who was in the room or at the party. And and I can't handle my liquor. I'm just not a drinker. So the last thing I wanted to do was wake up with, with the knowledge that something
dicks around you.
You're right. Or that I've been raped or just wouldn't be not able to recall what happened to me. I never wanted to be in that situation to where I was like, I did.
Right, and funny that you say that. I'm a small man, and I blacked out one time in my life. 4 hours of my life was gone, and it was in Las Vegas. I was getting ready to go to my new duty station in Florida, and people were telling me, "Oh my God, you were about to die. You did this. You did that. You did that." And I'm like denying it because I was like, what's going on? Until I saw the pictures and the video. I couldn't believe it.
He's a changed man from that point, huh?
We would never drink like that again. And because I'm a small man and you got these down low niggas out here, whatever. No, I'm serious. I'm always cognizant of that because I don't want to wake up possibly being assaulted too.
Well, and I'm glad you said that because a lot of men don't realize that. And you have heard stories of men saying that they have been sexually assaulted, but not just women, but other men when they were passed out, drunk or whatever. So again, this, like I said, it's not an indictment on the girl who unfortunately lost her life or nothing.
Right now, this is a victim because even if it was a sex party or she was in there getting high and whatever they were doing in there, sucking dicks, or excuse my language, let's keep it real.
She didn't deserve to end up.
Nobody deserves to lose their life for doing that.
Right. But and again, this is not an indictment or chastisement on her mother because I couldn't imagine. That being myself. I have a daughter who's 24, so I couldn't imagine. But I can also imagine her. Because people are mad with her. Or raking her over the coals because she's trying to find her daughter. It sounds like she was knocking on some of the hotel doors and they end up calling the police on her. And she's like, listen, my daughter was last seen here. I know. Just let's rule it out. They wouldn't let her look at the tape. Understandably, they have to have a warrant. But at some point in time, to me, you would think,
well, it's not a crime yet, so you don't need a warrant. So somebody in that cell, a manager or whatever,
let this woman look at the tape.
You know what?
Right.
You say your daughter's here. Let's look at the tape.
Right.
Let's run the tape back.
Let her look at the tape.
Okay, she ain't here. Get the hell out of here.
Right. But to expect for this woman to say, well, okay, well, gosh, go ahead. Go get a warrant. I'm gonna wait. Nah, goddamn it, my daughter is missing. Right. Some sadistic fool might be in this hotel that has my daughter.
And I kind of applaud the mom because you need to make as much noise as you can to bring the police there.
Right.
On a suspicion of a crime, because then now the police have to investigate because it's like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah, because it's easy for a lot of people to play Monday morning quarterback. Especially when it ain't your team or your daughter.
Right.
So you can say, well, she should have did this and she should have did that. If I was her, you listen, you would never even want to find out what you would do if that's, thank God that will never be you, or hopefully it will never be you, or it's not you. But to, rate the mom over the coals, I just think that's kind of cold. And even heard a lot of people say the way they were dressed and all that other stuff. A person should be able to walk down the street butt naked.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how she was dressed.
And not be touched.
Has no bearing.
Right, or assaulted or any of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just...
a lot of people are saying, what's going on and looking at things. Let's take a look at the video, and you guys take a look at this and tell us what you think. For those who listen on the radio, we're still going to keep the show going. Just give a quick moment of pause. We're going to pause real quick, and we're going to look at the tape right now. So let's take a look. Okay, we are back, and interesting.
Very interesting. So, what is your
the dude that was in the room smoking with the burnt hair?
You know what? That was not no. Lord have mercy. That was a girl.
Do you see why Tommy says like a lot of the black women? Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that woman could pass for a man. There's nothing attractive about her. That hair hat that she had on her head, I would have thought that was a dude. Seriously, in all seriousness.
I never like to use Tommy as an expert.
Right? No. But I can understand where he's coming from in that aspect. There was nothing.
Honestly, I didn't see her. When I saw her, I never thought that was a man.
I kind of said, was that a man with a thing?
I never thought that. I mean,
okay. But anyway,
Lord have mercy.
I don't want to put that little thing in there. But okay, here's a girl in the room. And
speaking of girls
in the room, my mama cat. Here's a girl in the room, and there's a commotion going on behind her. And from what I heard from the audio and the enhanced audio is I heard a huffing or some kind of commotion going on behind her. Then she turns the music up for some apparent reason.
Right. And, another thing that we didn't really talk about is I want to talk about, however, the parents on the other side. When I say the parents on the other side, the parents of the kids, because to us they're kids.
Sure.
The kids who were there. Okay. Now let's just, like I said, we don't really know what happened to this girl, but let's just say there was a rape going on in there. Okay. You figure throughout the video we saw maybe 6 people or so in the room.
Yeah, I counted about 5 to 6 people.
You mean to tell me, out of all those people in the room, not one person thought that if there was a rape going on, this is something that shouldn't be going on. Mm-hmm. Hey, stop. Don't do that. Right. I'm going to go call the police or, something. It's like they were all just, hey, we're here partying and potentially there's a rape going on and nobody seemed to be fazed. Now, allegedly, through the enhanced video, it was said that you can hear one of the girls saying they're in there raping her. And then somebody says, I told you.
I told you, right.
So
do you think it was a setup?
That's what they're saying. Nobody really knows for sure. But the beautiful thing about them putting it on Facebook Live, and also it looks like a lot of the people who are in the room are starting to talk. They're making their own little videos. And so they're just incriminating themselves. If there was a crime going on, they will be able to find out exactly what happened. But there's speculation that because you can hear in the video $200 being mentioned.
Yeah, so, well, what's the $200?
So whoever they are, speculating that she was pretty much offered up for $200.
Tammy Roman from Basketball Wives, she put a video out, and let's take a look at that video real quick, and we'll get right back. Now, Tammy Roman made a good point. Here's a woman that's ratchet herself, you know what I mean? From experience, this lady has a lot of experience, and she's telling it the way it is. Like, hey, $200. She had a good theory, of what could have happened, and I thought that was $200. Something about $200. That's a possibility. If I'm giving you $200, and
but it's like allegedly the girl has been friends with the girl who gave the $200 or whose buddies it was. Been friends since the 3rd grade. How much money would it take for you to offer up your best friend?
Well, if you're jealous of that best friend, and you've been jealous of that best friend.
Which is another speculation from the Facebook social media detectives.
Well, I mean, we're just talking about, that's in life too. I have friends that I'm jealous of because they had,
Yeah, but are you going to offer $200? No. Right, so that's what I'm saying. So I would like to, I'm curious as to what's going on as far as the parents on the other side. Okay. What have you done in this child's life to where they can sit in a room where potential rape and or murder is going on and they are unmoved by that?
Would you say that could be the quote, quote, thug life that they listen to in the music?
Well, did you listen? Here's the music that they were listening to while this video was going on. The music that they were listening to, I wouldn't be listening to that kind of music. And I'm not saying it because I'm a prude, because I love hip hop.
That ain't hip hop.
Right, but I'm not listening to any and everything. So the music that they were listening to in the video sounded, like it was
demonic,
pretty kind of gangster, that kind of thing. So, but again, I mean, for me, as a parent, I'd be horrified to know that I raised somebody who would sit in a room while a crime is being committed and they did nothing. That would be disturbing to me.
I have a theory on that too, why somebody would do that. That's what happens when we stop taking our children to church and and I'm just speculating, I'm just saying, because if you have a godly foundation, that would have came to your mind, there's something going on behind me. And remember I told you the other day when I'm in my military career, that actually happened.
Yeah.
I was at a party and something went down with a girl, and I'm the smallest guy. I'm not a big man. And they were going to run a train on this girl. And I said, absolutely not.
Right.
And I was going to fight. I didn't really know the girl that well yet. And I was going to fight any and everybody that I had to get that girl up out of there.
You knew her well enough to know, even if she was a stranger, that, okay, this girl is drunk.
Right.
And you guys are not going to do that. For one thing, if you guys would educate yourselves, you would know that's a crime.
Right.
You cannot have sex with somebody who's inebriated or not in their full capacity to consent. So... and I just really, I mean, I think you have to be some sort of a monster to do that. And you have to be ignorant not to, because a lot of people think, oh, I can have sex with her.
Yeah, she seems okay.
She's okay. Yeah, she said, yeah. But then tomorrow when she comes to, she's going to be like, what happened to me? And then when she says that you raped her, you'll have no defense because she doesn't remember telling you yes or no.
Right. And back then, in those days, we didn't have the DNA as they do now.
Right.
But the bottom line in that...
But I want to go back, not to cut you off, about the whole church thing. Now, I don't go to church, okay? And I don't make any apologies about that. I don't go to church, but I think if we start teaching our children that, you are a God, you have God in you, and you should do unto others as
you want them to do to you.
Right, and just be a decent human being.
You might not go to church, but as a child, you did have a spiritual foundation.
I did, and I still do. And I just think too. I mean, it's a whole lot of things going on here with a lot of the parenting nowadays. I think
there is no parenting,
and I think that's a fair point.
There's a picture of of Miss Jenkins and her mother going like this.
Still no reason to be raped.
No, so no reason to be raped. But what I'm saying is, when I say there's no parenting. These parents now, they want to be friends with their kids, and that they got to stop that. Your daughter is not your friend. Like, you and your daughter have a great relationship, but in that relationship, you can still see you're the mother, she's the daughter.
Right. And, unfortunately, and I never try to attach what I've done with my daughter to other people. I just think, you pick your own parenting style, what works for you. But I think at some point in time, we do have to teach our kids, especially as women. See, women are, and mothers are the first teacher.
Absolutely.
The children learn from us.
Right.
And since you want to evoke church in the Bible, the Bible tells us women to teach the younger women, show them what to do the right way so that they can also do it. I just think, and again, this is not an indictment to the young lady or her mother, but I just think nowadays, as you touched upon it once before, there's a lot of competition.
Yes.
Mothers, hell, a lot of times you walk into the same room with a mother and a daughter, and you're like,
who's who?
Who's the mama?
Right.
Who's the daughter?
Right.
So I think we need to reevaluate what we are teaching our kids. Plus, we live in a culture of everything that's just oversexed and glamorized. I mean, it was that way when we were younger, but it's worse now. I mean, we talk about Instagram models and stuff like that all the time to where, and remember last week we talked about, and I sent you that meme of the girl, she's totally doing a butt shot, but she's like, isn't that a nice, don't I have a nice toothbrush?
Right.
So those things are being replaced by teaching our daughters morals and standards, and I don't think so. A
lot of people are going to disagree with you, but I think you hit it right on, because when a girl, beautiful girl, is running around with a guy that has his pants off of his ass, has no job, and she selects that man to have children with, you're damn right there's a problem with that.
Well,
I agree with you 100%.
True, but it's the other side. I mean, as fathers, not me, but father. That's something also you should be teaching your sons. I agree with you. Pull your pants up.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly with that. But unfortunately, we're not. This is not a debate about what's what.
No, I know.
The fathers have been removed from the homes, especially in our community, and so it is now up to the women to teach their sons to not do that kind of stuff. I mean, my son was raised away from me when I see him, but he knows, he's smart enough to know when dad comes there, I better pull up my pants. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a sad situation. But to me, what's more frightening is the kids are desensitized.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I mean, like
somebody
most of us
is getting assaulted behind you,
and you're just
or even if they're not getting assaulted, there's a ruckus. Something's going on behind you, and you don't even have the decency to turn and look.
You turn up the music, though. Yeah, so just, but I guess, maybe we can ask, why are these kids so desensitized? Because, they said that about our generation. These video games and stuff are going to make us desensitized.
Yeah, great. Games with blocks.
Right. Yeah. But, of course, it became something more than Pong. It was, all the other stuff.
But let me ask you this as we stay on Mrs. Jenkins' situation. What do you think happened? In your opinion,
it is hard to say because I wasn't there.
Set up. What do you think? But, I mean, a 19-year-old girl that's about 100 pounds. We came to the party together. You're there. Here's one thing I know about women, and I'm a connoisseur of women. I'm a connoisseur. I see you guys at the clubs. I see you guys. I mean, you've gone to a couple of places where there's someone I bought drinks and did it like that. One thing you women do not do is you guys do not go to the bathroom by yourself. You guys go in packs.
Right.
Okay, you come in a pack and you leave in a pack. Right. That's how you roll.
Right.
That is a fact. How do you, even if the girl was drunk, your friend's drunk. You guys are high. She's missing. Number one, how did she even leave the room and missing and you don't know nothing about it? Number one.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's a lot of holes in the story. The mother said herself that she's heard various versions of the story. That they haven't told her the same story twice. So obviously there's some mishap going on.
I honestly believe that something happened in that room.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is just a theory. A rape occurred. We'll find out from the coroner when that comes down. Something happened. The girl was assaulted and she was killed. Be it accidentally, be it whatever.
Well, and allegedly, one of the girls, I think the girl who was shooting the Facebook Live, she works there
at the hotel,
which is how it explains how potentially she got
access?
in the
How do you have access to a hotel freezer? You, as a normal person watching this show right now, go to a hotel, a major hotel, and walk your ass down to the kitchen and tell me if you have access to that kitchen.
Well, I've been to hotels before, and I couldn't even tell you how to get to the freezer.
Right,
sober. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine how somebody who, from what they say, they're
drunk.
Right. Could, hey, I'm just going to, I think they're on the 9th floor or something like that.
They're on the 9th floor, whatever it was.
Yeah, and happened to find her way into a freezer, which her mom outlined it perfectly. The door is heavy.
Right. She's about 100 pounds. She's a little bitty thing,
right.
And she's pissy drunk, falling on herself. When you're drunk, you don't even have the strength to open a heavy door like that.
And the freezer was turned all the way down.
Which is suspicious, as everybody knows that has refrigerators, you don't turn it all the way to the coldest setting. You either put it in the middle setting or whatever you know. So why would it be to the coldest setting?
I mean, I don't even think they need first 48 to solve this. I think a lot of people, the Facebook detectives out there, and people, I think a lot of people probably have hit the nail on the head. Although, you know, like I said, there's no autopsy yet. So when it's conclusive, then a lot of people will probably be proven right.
But here's my thing. Mm-hmm. I've known you for over 30 years. Mm-hmm. High school. If something happened to you right now, good or bad, whatever the deal is, I am going to tell your brothers and sisters everything I know from that point. Well, because I've known you for 30 years. But even if I'm an accessory or I'm going to be charged.
So then you really can't call those people friends. I mean, you're not a friend if your friend was getting raped and you're just...
But do you know what this comes back to? That bullshit. I don't want to be no snitch. I don't switch on my homeboys. You know, that's not the code. Fuck that code. Go to Willie D of the Ghetto Boys. He has a thing on a show on YouTube like ours. And he said it. Here's a guy that lived the ghetto life, whatever it is. He said, fuck that code.
Right.
He goes, if that was you or your daughter, give that mother justice.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
oh, man, this is horrific.
It is horrific. It's and you know, you hear about
somebody knows what happened.
Yeah.
In that room.
It'll come to the light because honestly, no shade to these kids, not that bright. You're not that bright if you're going on live. It's not a video. This is live, and a potential rape is going on.
Right. But notice this: the niggas that were in the room, and I call them nigglets. The nigglets that were in that room. Okay, they got like sketchy pictures. Isn't it kind of weird that their faces were not in the videos at all?
Well, I mean, if you just rape somebody, you ain't trying to be off in a video.
Right. But even in the room before whatever happened, it was kind of hard to see who was in the room. And that was kind of strange, too.
I don't know. You know, we hear a lot about these cases taking place, but for whatever reason, this one just, it's terribly, it's all sad, but it's so eerie and it has captivated the attention of many around the world. Like, what the hell is going on
Well, what's
here?
eerie is this. Okay, I've seen a lot of death and destruction. Okay, I've seen, heads blown off. We're not talking about movies and Halo and all these stupid games you play. I've seen some really bad shit. Mm-hmm. To fathom, to possibly, if she was alive, go into a freezer and I was stationed in Alaska, to be frozen to death.
That's horrible. That is a horrible way to
die.
Yeah. But, so there you have it. Here's your friends who will call themselves your friends. Would, allegedly, because nobody knows, see you get raped, know that you're raped, you're bad off to where they drag you, because it sounds like people, they were trying to deny it, but there's people in the hotels like, yeah, we saw you with her, you saw you dragging her, or whatever the case is. So, that would do that to you, and then your final moments put you in a freezer to die.
Right, possibly if you weren't already dead.
Yes.
But the point is, though, that's your friend. I don't know what the motive would be into that, how you would not know that you wouldn't be an accessory, because what these young nigglets need to understand is if there is a crime, even if you are not involved in that crime, but you saw it and you did not report it, that's a crime within itself. It's not worth me going to jail because I didn't report what I saw. I didn't want to snitch on my homeboy, so now you're going to jail.
Again, to me, I'm still honestly stuck at the point to where all of them would be in a room and nobody would, hey, stop! What are you doing? Well, police, help!
Let me ask you something.
Don't do that to her.
Let me ask you something. Not that you would have a background in it. How do 19-year-old girls go to number one? You're not even old enough to be in the hotel. Number one.
Well, her friend had access because she worked there.
Right, but again, even her friend wasn't old enough.
Right.
You're in the hotel. Fuck party. What? I mean, is this a normal thing that goes on? And because we know whenever I get invited someplace, like when they say, well, it's at a hotel. Okay, if it's in the ballroom, I can understand that. I'm not going to go. Is that some country shit or what?
No, I mean, honestly, I've been to, and I don't know if it was a fuck party, as you would say, but I've been to parties where, a couple of your homegirls go meet some of the guys or whatever at somebody's house. I can't ever recall going to a hotel party.
Yeah, you're in a room.
Yeah, I can't ever. I'm not saying I didn't, but I just don't recall doing that. But yeah, I remember going to my friend may have had a friend who was having a party nowadays they call them a function or a kickback.
Yeah, function, kickback, or
so he's got a couple of friends over, and so we're going to go over there and we, hang out or whatever the case is, but never with the intention of. Yeah, if not for me, because I was always the prude in the bunch. No,
but that's a house. If I'm told to go to a hotel as a man and a military man, we're going to go to a hotel. There's going to be four girls there?
Hotel parties aren't rare. They're not rare. What's rare is somebody comes up dead. That's rare. I mean, it's not an unheard of thing when people rent a room and they, kind of hang out.
4 girls, 3 guys. I mean, you're getting high.
Well, they're hanging out, so it's not that's in and of itself is not rare.
Right.
That people hang out and drink and do drugs, and it's stuff they're not supposed to do.
To me, that's some country bullshit.
Well, it's not. I mean, we live in a city. I've done it.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying, to me, that is like some ghetto.
Well, not even that. White people do the shit all the time.
So, like I said, I've never experienced it.
And like I said, I mean, I was 19 once, and we hung out and stuff.
Yeah, to me, that's already because you're in a room that's very confined.
Well, yeah. But I mean, that's not unheard of, and it's not necessarily anything wrong with that. But what's wrong is when there's a crime going on, and everybody's just so, hey, well, how's the weather?
Right. But
there's a rape going on there.
But let me ask you this. Is it a normal thing? Like sometimes these parties turn into fuck parties, or
no? It's not. That's normal. I guess I don't know normal to what degree, but it's not unheard of.
It's not unheard of.
I mean, hell, back in our parents' day, they was having orgies. So
no, they weren't. Not my mama.
Okay, that's what she told you. I'm just playing. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
No. I mean, but that's not rare. There's orgies and stuff going on all the time. Listen, I know you grew up in Mayberry.
Yeah, I did.
So y'all, didn't do those things. Y'all went to church every night.
I was on the base, yeah.
But I mean, orgies. They've been having orgies since the beginning of time. I mean,
but
it's just...
What I'm saying is, what would make 19-year-old girls go to a room with grown-ass thug men and not think something's going to go down somewhere, somehow?
But I think the key word is they're not thinking. It's all fun and games until somebody's dick gets hard, right? Or somebody is in trouble, because you don't think about those things. You're not really aware of all your surroundings. I mean, hell, we used to hear, when you go to a bar, don't leave your drink unattended because somebody might put something in it. So yeah, you're always supposed to be aware. But I just think these kids, like most kids, they're just willy-nilly, hang loose, free, whatever the case is, just out there kicking it, not thinking there's going to be repercussions. Because I guarantee you, if that girl, Kanika Jenkins was to ever think that she may not come home, I'm sure she wouldn't have went. I'm sure she didn't go under the pretense that I could be raped. Or somebody is setting out to do something.
Yeah, here's the sad thing, and I want people to think about this, especially young girls that are listening to the show, and we're getting some great feedback from people who think this is a great show, what we're doing. I could only imagine what this girl was thinking as her friends are over here, she's being assaulted, and she realizes,
I'm in trouble.
And these bitches are not coming to save me that are supposed to be my friends for life. Because there's other videos, you'll see her and the girl, together, and they're playing or laying out, whatever it does. I could only imagine what is going through her head when she realizes she's going to die.
That and as you say that honestly does give me
chills.
It does give me chills, is because it's like, okay, there's so much going on if I'm trying to put myself in her situation.
Oh my God.
She's laying there, potentially getting raped or getting ready to be assaulted. God knows what else is going on. She has full knowledge, because allegedly you can hear her saying, help me, Irene, help me. So she has full knowledge that her friends, who are supposed to be her friends, are there. And so, like, okay, I'm getting ready to be raped. My friends are here. I'm asking them to help me, but yet they're not going to help me. And so this is totally going to happen to me, not only by some dudes I don't know, but my friends are going to allow this to happen. And just...
These aren't my friends.
But it's like, so how do you process that? Yeah. What a horrible way to find out that those aren't your friends in that type of a situation.
Right. Or you're in that freezer and you finally wake up, if you weren't dead already, and you realize, I can't get out of here.
Right.
And I'm going to freeze to death.
And are they really going to let this happen to me? Are they joking? You know, are they going to change their minds? I've known this girl since the grade. Is she really going to let this happen to me? If all people, is my best friend going to allow that to happen to me?
And here's the sad thing. When all's said and done, how could I go to your parents, knowing that I was your friend?
But the crazy part is they went to her parents, her mom, and said, yeah, she left her keys in her purse. And by the way, here's the car, but we can't find her. Huh? So where's my daughter? You're her friend since the third grade. You gonna bring me her stuff, but you don't have no whereabouts where she's at.
And you know damn well she's not gonna leave her purse. She's not gonna leave her keys, and she's not gonna leave her car.
Yeah, so
she is still somewhere in that premise.
Which is why the mama was like, "Oh hell no! Right. I know my daughter's still there. There's no way she up and left all this stuff, and then y'all got the audacity to bring this stuff to me as if, we don't know where she's at. What if she'll show up?"
You know, the sad thing is, and this is why this story touches me so much. I have 2 nieces, and I used to tell them this all the time. Your friends are not your friends that you think they are. And you got to be a good judge of character. Birds of a feather flock together. I don't hang with thugs. Do I have thugs in my family and stuff? Wannabe thugs? Right. And I say wannabe thugs. Wannabe thugs in my family? Of course I do. Right. I can't divorce my family. But do I go to their barbecues? No, I don't do that. Do I hang out with thugs? No, I don't. Right. And I said, tell them, you got to be a good... And I'm not saying I'm a great judge of character, but I try to hang around people that I want to be with, and that I know if something happened to me, this person, it isn't about ride or die and all this gangster bullshit. It's about people that have a moral compass to say, at the end of the day, hey, Donovan is who he is, I am who I am, and if something happened to him, I'm going to make sure that this is...
But see, and that's the thing, too. And again, I'm just going to keep repeating that this is not an indictment on the young lady. No, it's not. This is just part of the conversation that we're having.
Thinking as a parent.
The thing is, a lot of times people get it twisted that if I have a bunch of people that I hang out with, they're all my friends.
Hell no.
You know, listen, you know, between both of us, we know tons of people.
I've got 1,000 friends on Facebook.
But we can count on one hand the people we hang out with often. I can count on a couple of fingers. Right. Is you. You know, my friend Sharon, when we go up the mountain, I haven't done that in a long time. My friend Yasmin, you know, we partners in crime. And my daughter, she's in San Francisco. And my man, when I see him, that's it.
That's it, right.
But I know I can't go to a grocery store or the gas station without somebody saying, "Hey, D, how are you?" It's been So I know a lot of people, but am I keeping contact with those people?
Right, exactly.
Hell no.
Exactly.
So, I mean, but that's what these young people, I think, need to understand. Everybody ain't your friend.
Ain't your friend. And not everybody wants to do you well. We'll put it like this, and go to Willie D's video on this, and he said it perfectly. There's a lot of things out here trying to take your life.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
A lot of things. And there are a lot of people out here trying to take your life. That's why when you're hanging with everybody, hey, come on, let's just do some weed, whatever. If weed is so good, why are you giving it to me?
And that's the thing I always told my daughter and, you know, the nephews, you know, and when it came to drugs, I've never done drugs. And it's weird because people are like, you've never done drugs? I've never done drugs myself either. Why is that rare? Right. That I've never done drugs.
Never tried it. Never had a desire to try
it. Never floated my boat at any. But I tell them, I'm like, y'all getting this stuff from people who mixing the shit in their garage. These people don't have no degrees, no science. They're just
cutting it with baking soda, whatever they need to do.
A rat poison. How the hell you know you didn't get the bad dose? You just trusting your life to somebody else's ingenuity or the lack thereof, and manufacture you some drugs. So I've always been that way with my daughter and my niece and nephews. I just try to impress upon them to think past the obvious. Because my daughter at one point in time went to that, I don't have any friends. And I'm like, you're lying. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
I said, but you got to remember.
Those friends are in college doing what they want to do. And
I got friends I have not seen in years, but they're my good best friends.
Yes, and they're doing it.
Right. So I said, don't get it confused. You don't need to have a whole bunch of people up and around you all day long. Should be productive.
Yeah, a lot of my friends. And you know, I've been in the military for a long time, and I'm not saying military. But what I'm saying is most of us now are retiring and stuff like that. These people are well off. I don't see them often because they are well off.
And they're busy.
They're busy.
When you're an adult, you know, I question people who have nothing to do but hang out with each other all day. It's like, damn, y'all ain't got nothing else to do.
Or you're playing video games all day.
Right. You don't have a life to go be productive, to go make something? I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I wonder that.
Yeah. A lot of my friends are living in other states, living in nice big houses. Mm-hmm. Their kids are going to college. I mean, and to me, that's the kind of friends I want that are like, wow, they're doing well. They're doing so. When I come to the state, I can go visit there and I can go. I don't have guys just laying around me that are doing nothing. Even me and you. We try to do something productive like we do this show.
Right.
We do productive stuff because if we weren't doing this, me and Dee don't even see each other if we weren't doing something productive.
Right. I mean, and not to say you can't hang out because occasionally we do.
Yeah, we do.
But at the same time, it's like as adults, you're supposed to be productive. And I think a good songwriter to reference is Houdini's Friends.
Friends. Oh, my God. Willie D said that, too.
Yeah. How many of us have them? Ones that you can depend on.
Exactly.
Somebody who ain't going to sit up and potentially watch you getting raped and be like, hey.
Right.
How's the party?
Yeah.
It's a nice song, ain't it? You know?
Yeah, because I remember when that girl went through that thing, of course, I've taken karate and stuff, but I'm a small guy, so there's a lot of guys in the room, and I said, I'm going to get my ass
telling y'all that he's small, but he's tall.
Yeah.
He's not no...
Yeah, I'm not a thick brother, the average thick brother.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm actually normal. But because most Americans are overweight, that is the new normal, whereas I'm actually 30 pounds from my maximum and 30 pounds from my minimum. So I'm pretty much where I need to be.
Right.
But when you look at me...
Well, I'm 30 pounds from my maximum, too.
Hey, there you go. There you go. But I remember that night, and I'm thinking, I'm going to have to... I'm about to get my ass kicked.
Right.
For a person I really don't know.
Right.
To save her virtue. But I was willing to do it.
But and you didn't even have to be her friend to do. That's just something a decent human being
is gonna do.
Would do. A man worth his weight would do. You see a woman in distress, whether she put herself in a situation or not, because a lot of men would have been like, shoot, that ain't my problem.
Right.
She shouldn't have been drinking. I'm not going to take no ass whooping for her. I'm telling you, I cannot tell you how many conversations I've seen online from grown men who say that if they saw a woman in distress,
they keep walking.
I'm not doing nothing because I know somebody who got killed. There's too many men who be getting killed behind some woman, and she gonna end up going back to them.
Well, we'll look at all the fights on Facebook and YouTube. The guy, instead of stopping the fight, he's the one recording it.
Just like if I was there on the scene and I saw that, I would be like, "What's wrong with y'all?"
Right. Stop this fight.
Like this person's getting pummeled to death.
But the thing is, number one, back in our day, it wouldn't even got to that. Especially now that we're fairly grown, I'd have been like, no, D, fuck that. No. This ain't going down.
No.
Ladies don't do this shit.
These are like death matches for real.
Yeah, pit bull fights.
Yeah, and it's like, are you trying to kill this person?
Yeah.
Because you could kill this person,
they're kneeing the girl in the face, and they're just, it's just terrible. Weed flying everywhere. But in our day, it wouldn't even got to that. You see what I'm saying?
We definitely are living in a different... I'm drinking this cup like I'm drinking. I need to be drinking something. Trust me, it's all straight laced up in this cup.
Yeah. RC Coke.
But we are living in a very desensitized time to where people... I mean, I'm telling you, stuff you see on the internet of these fights is like, one wrong hit... The way you're hitting this person, you're kicking them in the face, you can kill them. But are they even cognizant of that? Or are they just trying to kick some ass? And what kills me is once the charges are done, I'm sorry, this is my best friend. That's not going to bring that girl back. I'm serious. Why didn't you think about that before you put yourself in that situation? Again, like we said at the beginning, people don't think. It's sad. They're not thinking. And for me, I had nieces, and I used to tell them that all the time. Be cognizant of who your friends are, who you call your friends, because death is out here, and you've got people trying to take your life. My best friend's mom said this to us a long time ago when we were teenagers. Sonola Taylor, Michi's mom. Mm-hmm. She said a friend would never lead you to danger. Right. And I've always remembered that. Mm-hmm. A friend would never, even if that's telling you yes or no, I'm your friend, I know you don't like it, but no, you should or should not be doing that. Right. So a friend would never lead you to danger. Right. But even with that, you should be cognizant of your surroundings and what's going on. And if that intuition tells you this is a bad vibe, get the hell out of there. Hey, girl, I got to go. This ain't for mine. I'm out.
I'm out.
As a matter of fact, bring your ass with me because you my friend and you coming with me.
Exactly. But that's a very, very deep discussion. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in the second hour. But again, take a look at this video and tell us what you think, or just have your opinion about it. This is what we're talking about. Kanika Jenkins, 19 years old, found in a freezer at the Royal Crown Hotel in Chicago, and they are trying to shut the hotel down now. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that.
And I don't know why that would do, but only we think of stupid stuff like that instead of solving the case.
Right. Well, it will be solved.
So we're going to talk about that in the second half.